Welcome back to the channel. According to the law of expectations, anything you expect confidently becomes your own self-fulfilling prophecy. To put it another way, what you receive in life is not always what you desire, but rather what you anticipate. Your expectations have a profound, imperceptible impact on how individuals behave and how circumstances unfold. The way you talk about how you anticipate things will turn out makes you a fortune teller in your own life. Successful men and women have a confident, upbeat attitude toward themselves. They expect to be successful and to be loved. They anticipate being pleased and are rarely let down. Unsuccessful people have a bad mindset of cynicism and pessimism, which causes circumstances to unfold precisely as they predicted. Dr. Robert Rosenthal of Harvard University discusses in his book Pygmalion in the Classroom how teachers' expectations have a huge influence on their students' productivity. He also discovered that if students believed they were expected to perform well, they performed far better than they would have otherwise. Dr. Rosenthal performed a renowned experiment in the San Francisco Bay Area in the late 1960s, in which 3 instructors were summoned to the principal's office at the start of a school year. The principal said, "We have been monitoring your teaching approaches, and we have determined that you are the 3 best instructors in this school. We are going to offer you each classroom of the smartest students in our school as a special incentive for teaching excellence. These students were chosen based on recent IQ testing, and we expect them to improve by 20 to 30% in academic attainment over the next year. However, in order to avoid being accused of prejudice, we ask that you keep this information private. We will not inform the parents, and you are not to inform the children that they have been picked for this advanced class." The teachers were overjoyed. Their desire is to have a classroom full of brilliant students to instruct. They returned to their lessons with revived energy. Classes were watched and teachers were examined throughout the school year. Teachers appeared to be more committed to their classes. They appeared to be more tolerant with children who did not immediately grasp a new subject. They spent more time tutoring children after school. When a student struggled to understand things, the instructor thought that the fault was with the instruction, not with the child. The 3 classes outperformed not just the school, but the whole school district in standardized test grades at the end of the school year. They had increased their academic achievement by 20 to 30% in the preceding year, exactly as projected. The instructors all expressed gratitude to the principal for providing them with so many talented students to educate. They claimed it was simple to teach when you had such wonderful children, and that they had liked teaching that year more than any other. The principal then revealed that everything had been an experiment. The children were not very outstanding. Their names had been drawn at random from the school population. They had been assigned at random to the 3 teachers' classrooms. They were, in reality, ordinary students. Needless to say, the teachers were astonished. How could the children have performed so brilliantly, just as predicted? Then it flashed on them that the reason was because they were such great teachers. Their expertise as teachers was accountable for the outcomes. The principal then informed them that they had also been picked at random. At the start of the school year, the names of all the instructors in the school were placed in a hat, and the first 3 were pulled. This is known as a double-blind experiment. Except for expectations, the experimenters kept everything the same. The principal's expectations of the instructors were clear and plain. He remarked, "You are good instructors, and we hope you will get amazing results from these classrooms of top students." The teachers' expectations of the students were obvious and unsayed. They just treated the children as though they were very bright and expected them to perform in accordance with the knowledge given to them. The expectations in both situations were founded on incorrect information. However, because the expectations were set by a credible source, they were self-fulfilling prophecies in both circumstances. This is quite crucial. Your expectations are molded in exact proportion to your trust in the source. The more you look up to someone, the more effect he or she has on your expectations of yourself. The teachers were exceptional instructors, and the children learned faster than they had ever done before. Under the influence of a teacher who had optimistic expectations, One of the kids in the experiment moved from an IQ of 90 to an IQ of 115 in 1 year, a rise of 25 IQ points by test. Experiment after experiment has shown that when teachers expect their students to do well, the students strive hard to meet those expectations. Many parents who have attended the seminars have improved their children's academic life by requesting that their children's instructors begin treating their children as if they were exceptionally bright. The parents subsequently replicated the behavior at home. The outcomes have been astounding. Children who previously received C's and D's have improved to A's and B's in as little as 2 months. Students who were uninspired and frustrated with school because they were performing so poorly have become eager and interested about learning as a result of the impact of parents and instructors who confidently and positively anticipated them to perform well. There are 4 types of expectations that affect your life. The first are your parents' expectations. Even after our parents have died, we still feel the need for their acceptance. If your parents wanted you to succeed, confidently and positively pushed you to achieve and be your best, this will have had a huge impact on the person you have become. Even if your parents have stated anxious thoughts of you or no hopes at all, you may be implicitly carried by the responsibility of not disappointing your parents. In one research, 90 of the prisoners contacted by psychologists said that their parents warned them repeatedly as children, "Someday you're going to end yourself in jail." The hopes that your superior has in your competence are the second source of expectations that influence your actions. Individuals who are employed for positive superiors are always happier, perform better, and accomplish more than those who work for unfavorable or judgmental superiors. Because you are so heavily impacted by the aspirations of those on whom you rely for a living, it is unlikely that you will ever be happy or successful working with individuals who have negative attitudes and behaviors. The third source are your expectations of your children, spouse, and employees or staff. You have a huge influence on the personality, character, and performance of others who depend to you for direction and feedback. The more important you are in someone else's life, the more strong your expectations will be in influencing their performance. People will constantly attempt not to disappoint you. Many productive individuals credit much of their accomplishment to the impact of someone they admired, who consistently showed faith in their capacity to be more than they were. Probably the most kind thing you can do for another individual is to say, "I have faith in you. I know you're capable." The next source is your own expectations of yourself. The great thing about expectations is that you can create your own. You may construct your own deeper level of understanding, your own style of addressing the world confidently, seeking the very greatest of yourself in every scenario. Your aspirations of yourself are strong enough to overcome any anxious thoughts that others may have of you. By hoping to learn something new from each experience, you may generate a force field of better cognitive energy around yourself. An inverse paranoid sees every incident as a divine intervention, either to provide some benefit or to teach him a vital lesson that will help him succeed. A good mental attitude is built on this type of inverse paranoia. This is the most obvious characteristic of a high-performing man or woman. Imagine going through the day thinking that something fantastic was about to happen to you. Consider how much more happy, enthusiastic, and joyful you would be if you were sure that everything conspiring to make you happy and prosperous. I can guarantee you that if you perform this practice for 3 days, by the end of the 3rd day, you will have experienced so many fantastic things that you will be unable to recollect. You can never exceed your own expectations of yourself because you have total power over them. Be sure your expectations match what you want to see happen. Expect the very best from yourself at all times. When you begin deliberately working with this mental law, you will have nearly infinite power for good. Positive expectations alone have the potential to transform your whole personality and existence. What do you think about this video? Whatever it is, let me know in the comment box. Thanks for watching. See you again in the next video.